Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another meme coin video. Here today I am with a special guest, a little collab with another YouTuber called What is Crypto, who's got around 6,500 subscribers. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, cheers for having me on, mate. Really appreciate the love, appreciate the invitation, and yeah, damn bullish on a lot of the same picks. So yeah, keen to pick your brain and keen to chat about meme coins and yeah, current market. Take it away.
Right. Well, let me just ask you, how long have you been in crypto?
Yeah, so I think like most of us, when I entered crypto, I entered at the wrong time in that market cycle. So I've been in crypto since 2017. That being said, I bought the Pico top of 2017. So if you want to look at the top 2 weeks, I think I was 3 days before the market started nuking. So it was not successful in 2017. Was yeah, a lot more successful in 2021. Definitely understood it a bit more, and this cycle have understood it a lot more. So yeah, been in crypto really kind of not full time, but pretty heavy for the last 5 years. But I've been kind of aware of crypto and in the space since 2017.
Right. And so we'll just go through some meme coins that we like. I would say consensus wise, the number one meme coin that we like is the US DGen Index 6900 DXY. So I'll go ahead and pull up that chart right now. This was a coin that, well, I've been enthralled with the stock to meme really since last year when I was in SPX 6900. I was in SPX. I sold out right before, literally right before the pump in September. And it was about, I had about 250,000 coins. So it's a big loss for me, but I've just loved the idea of the stock to meme, and I'm kind of chasing the beta plays basically. And so DXY, which it's an unfortunate day we're talking about it here. It's down 22% in the last 24 hours. But I certainly still like this coin a lot, and it has. I mean, you talk about from its low, at least its local low this April, sitting around 150, 160K to make it to around $3.5 million. Why don't you talk about? Because I know you're more inside with the DXY. What do you know about the team, and what do you think this meme coin can do?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been in DXY since, if you're looking at the chart, since around November when it was CTO. So right before that kind of big pump up to the 1.6 million. So initially it was deployed and then rugged in, say, October last year. The narrative was awesome though. So a bunch of people got together and CTO'd it. I got a lot of things. I get a lot of things brought to my desk. This was one of them. And I thought, you know what? I absolutely love this. I think the narrative makes so much sense. The whole betas to SBX. SBX, I think, is undoubtedly one of the biggest coins this cycle, and I think it's definitely going to be one of the most successful coins this cycle. So yeah, I was hunting for SBX betas. I found that there was a surplus of memes, but not a surplus of betas to SBX. In the narrative, there is maybe 5 to 10 coins that I actually think are decent in the stock to meme narrative. And really, there are about 3 or so that I think are absolute heaters. So DXY for me, definitely bullish on that. I chat to the team very regularly. They are cooking. They've worked on some cool stuff in the past. Good work ethics, great group of people, have calls with them pretty regularly. So where do I think it can go? Well, look, the narrative is flipping that dollar, which is at a market cap of 1 bill. 1 billion market cap has a token price of $1. Love the whole monetary debasement narrative. I like that. Fiat losing purchasing power. This is like a new dollar for the degenerates. This is onboarding degens. Yeah, onboarding degens to crypto and onboarding degens to a new degenerate currency like the ticker DXY, same as the US dollar index, but this is the US degen index. So for me, I think this has a good chance of being one of the top 3 betas to SBX. Say Murad thinks SBX is going to 100 bill. I mean, I'm maybe not quite bullish, but if it goes to even 25 bill, 50 bill, look, if it goes to 100 bill, I think that DXY has a good chance of capturing 1% of that. So 1% of it at 100 bill is flipping that dollar at a billion. And yeah, even if it goes to 0.5% to around that 1.5%, that's kind of the range that I'm looking at. So yeah, for me, I think it's going into hundreds of millions, if not flipping that dollar if the team keeps working, which I know they will. So yeah, it has pulled back a bit today, but I am actually going to be buying some more today. So yeah, do whatever you guys feel is right for you, but I'm buying the blood. I do not think that the top is in for the cycle at all. Having been here quite some time, these are the days that actually get me excited. So yeah, love the narrative, mate. And yeah, happy to answer any questions I can. I'm not on the team, but I definitely have talked to them quite a lot.
Right. Well, I would be buying more as well, DCing into it, but I already have a decent amount of the supply myself. But when it comes to these stocked meme coins, I guess I would ask you if you had to pick three, and you can base it off of everything. You can say, well, I want a safer coin, so maybe SPX. I want a more risky coin, so maybe a coin like DXY. What are your top three stocked meme coins to invest into right now if you were to pick three?
Top three to invest into right now if I was to pick three. Oof, God, this one's gonna get me banned on YouTube. No, so pretty much I think look, SPX for me is we need to bank on SPX doing well for all of the betas to run well. So I think if you're betting against SPX, maybe it's not the narrative that makes a huge amount of sense for you. So I think SPX for me, definitely going to have to put that first. But I'll give you three betas to that I like. First up, DXY. That's my favorite beta pick too. SPX. And then the other two that I really like are GME and NASDAQ 420. Now, I don't own either of those two, but they are two that I really do like as well. I know you're big on NASDAQ 420. So, yeah, maybe if you want to chat about NASDAQ 420 and I can talk a little bit about GME. And yeah, then I'd love to hear what your three favorites are.
Yeah, well, I would say when it comes to the GameStop, I think the GameStop coin, the meme coin, it's a genius idea because the GameStop stock itself it acted like a meme coin when they did that
Yeah.
all back in 2021 or whenever that was. So I can understand the GameStop, meme coin doing well, but I think it's kind of a different narrative, from what really it's like the big indexes. It's like the dollar. The way I look at Nasdaq 420, to me, it's the ultimate beta to SPX. It has Nasdaq. You compare Nasdaq, S&P, 420, 6900, same supply. Yes, this coin was launched just 8 or 9 months ago. Maybe you'd like a little bit more price history, but still, to me, it's just the ultimate beta. The team is amazing. The work that they do, the amount of content that they produce, and it's seen a little bit of a pullback. It had a really nice run though, to where it was getting up around 10, 11 million dollars. Once you get this is the way I look at it. Once you get to around $10 million, you just need a 10x. You just need a 10x to get to 100 million. And so, we want these coins to be in a situation to where when we get that blow off top, they're already in a position to be at 10, 20, 30 million. So then when we get the 20 or 30x off of that, that's going to compound it. And then we're going to get the coins to 2 or 300 million. I don't invest into coins to sell them at 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 million dollars. That's not how you become rich. You need to hold. And I've learned my lesson. And so with NASDAQ, I probably bought it like 7 months ago, right after its initial release, probably like in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so I'm just going to be holding for the long haul, even though it has seen a little bit of a pullback. This is very micro price action. We shouldn't really worry about pullbacks like this. But I mean, I can understand if you're not in Nasdaq 420, like for someone like you, if you're trying to acquire a certain percentage of the supply, or you want enough for it to be worthwhile. I can understand the fact that it's still at a low market cap, but like if you actually want to acquire like 1% of the supply, it's very challenging because 4.5, 4.6 million. I deal with that as well with coins, to where I'll look at it and I'll be like, well, is it really worthwhile? Because this coin would have to go to an astronomical price for me to really make anything, because it's already high in market cap. That's why entries are so important when it comes to these coins. So I can understand if you didn't want to enter Nasdaq 420, but I think with Nasdaq 420, 500 million wouldn't be surprising. To me, it's the ultimate blue chip when you're comparing it to SPX. And I also think the DXY is right there as well. And I also think SPX 2.0 and also based SPX 6900, the team is working extremely hard. There's been a pullback today on that. It's unfortunate, but what are you going to do? That's another one that I think is going to do very, very well. Let me ask you, have you seen this? This is really my only good performing coin right now. Do you know what the 4chan coin is?
No, 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 no. I'm not too familiar. What's the ticker? Is it just 4 and then Chan?
Yeah, it's like an Ethereum coin that was launched back like right around when SPX and MOG were launched in mid 2023. I'm not saying to buy it or anything. I was just wondering because it's actually doing fairly well. It hit its all time highs like
Hmm.
27 million, and now it's back up to around 7 million, which is like a high for it in over a year. And it's we'll see what it ends up doing. I was just curious to see if you knew what that one was, but I know you like a lot of these base like Matt Fury coins. What is your top Matt Fury coin right now?
Oof, top Matt Fury coin. Top Matt Fury coin. Well, that is tough. Just before we move on, I was going to say I actually like the entry for me right now of Nasdaq. It's pulled back. I like targeting those, say 70, 80%. It's pulled back now about 70% from 12 mil to around 4.5. So for me, it's looking like something that I could enter at these levels. That being said, I do agree the entries for these coins are so damn important, especially if you are trying to get that 0.5%, 1%, 1.5% supply. So yeah, I do like that entry. Now, what I do like with the stock to memes as well is they are really correlated with SPX 6900. Now, if you want to have a look, this has pulled back 70%. DXY, I think, has pulled back 70%. SPX has pulled back 30%. So while we get that correlation on the pullback, so SPX, maybe they're going to outperform like times 2, times 3, it kind of exponentially grows. So when SPX puts in a 2 or a 3x, yeah, these coins are absolutely going to send. So yeah, do like the stock to memes for sure. The Matt Furies, those are my two most bullish narratives: stock to meme plays and Matt Fury coins. I'm in a couple of ones at the moment. Probably my two favorite Matt Fury coins at the moment are Beast. So Beast Seller. Now, the narrative for Beast Seller is it is the front cover of Cortex Vortex. So Cortex Vortex is Matt Fury's new book. And yeah, if you want to have a look on their website of Beast Seller, right down the bottom. So you scroll down there, there is all of the front page Matt Fury characters and the market caps they've gone to. So Pepe went to 12 billion, Brett 2.3 billion, Andy 360 million, Lambwolf 260 million, Hoppy 150 million. So we're talking front page characters are $100 million meme coins. Now, all of them have been $100 million meme coins that are front page characters. We had Boys Club, then we had, or having an absolute mind blank, the Night Riders. Geez. So I had Boys Club, then we had Night Riders, and now we've got Cortex Vortex. So Beast being the front cover of that, Beast Seller, I do think that's bullish. And yeah, price action of these ones look, even 100x is only getting it to a market cap of 28 million. So 1000x is only getting it to a market cap of 280 million. Now that is the same market cap that Landwolf got to, and Landwolf isn't the main character of the book, and it shares the front page with 3 other characters. So yeah, I think these ones can be tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions, pushing up. I think Matt Fury characters are here to stay, and yeah, bullish on Beast, and I've chatted to the team, and yeah, they're doing good stuff. So that is number one. And then the second one that I'm in is another Cortex Vortex play, and that is Mindfak. So yeah, FAK. So MINDFAK. That is Mindfak. It's another character in the book. It's actually performing super well at the moment, all things considered. So this one is a pretty new launch. Launched, I think, on the 16th of June. So yeah, it's only been around just under a month, but yeah, it's actually up on the day, which is pretty surprising because the markets are bleeding. So yeah, those are the two ones at the moment in the Matt Fury verse that I am damn bullish on. And if we're talking about a bigger market cap coin, I like Pepe coin, the OG Pepe coin. So yeah, bullish on that as the OG Pepe. They're my three. What about yourself? Are you in any Matt Fury coins, or yeah, what's your take?
Well, that Beast looks interesting. I've looked at different Matt Fury coins. I'm looking to add one to my portfolio. I mean, my portfolio is, very heavy in the stock to meme, and just the entries have been tough for me. I mean, that Beast is intriguing at around 200, 230K, whatever it is. I just saw it. But the Pepe coin 100% it makes so much sense for it to go to multiple billions. I agree completely. For me as an entry, it's tough. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to throw 20 or 30K in if you want a big return. I feel like with Pepe coin at 42, whatever it is right now, $50 million. But I agree with you 100%. I think 2 or 3 billion would not be surprising. It depends how the other Pepe. I mean, technically this is the original, but the history of it. This was added to Ethereum. This was brought onto Ethereum in 2023, so that's why the price history on Dex Screener doesn't go back to 2016. And to me, I just think it depends. What is the other one? The bigger one that's at like $5 or $6 billion do? If it goes to like 40 or 50 billion, I mean, this could go to like 4 or 5 billion. I think pretty easily, considering it's already reached what 650, 660 billion or $1 million in terms of market cap. So, I mean, I'm looking for one. We'll see if I add one. Mainly right now, my portfolio it's about like 6 or 7 coins. I do have sizable positions in all of them. Um, and I probably have like $5,000 or $6,000 to throw around. So there might be another, maybe one other coin. If I throw a sizable, if I'm able to acquire a sizable position, I might do it. Um, but yeah, I want to ask you. So, this is when we're talking about these coins, this is base, this is Ethereum, and I agree 100%. I don't like Solana at all. I'm seeing some of these stock to memes on Solana. It's just annoying. But what is your take about Solana? Do you not like it?
So I would love to like Salana. I think Salana, I love the Phantom app. I think the user experience on Solana from a swapping tokens is really great. I'm just not profitable on Solana. So that's, the style that I trade, I'm more of a buy and not necessarily buy and hold, as in I do trade, but I don't really want to buy a coin with the intention of leaving that coin within half an hour. So I think Solana, if you are in the trenches, yeah, that's just not my style of play. That being said, there are some huge coins on Solana, but much like yourself, I struggle to buy coins that have, it's a meme that has a 50 million market cap. It's a lot more difficult for me to justify an entry. Whereas Beast, for me, currently, I've actually added some pretty recently. It's got a market cap of under 300K. Like just the multiples that it needs to do, yeah, just they're a lot easier to do. So I am looking at narratives that make sense, and I'm looking at lower market cap plays at the minute. So for me, Solana, it's not that I hate Solana. I actually think Solana, the tech or the user experience is great. My user experience is just not profitable, so I tend to avoid it. What about yourself?
Yeah, well, I would say the user experience, I guess, is better than Uniswap. I mean, Uniswap's got the V3 now, so but and they got base. I mean, they've alleviated a lot of their problems with the major gas issues because a coin gets big enough, it's going to bridge to base, and so you'll be able to trade it on there. Like SPX is already bridged to base. A lot of these coins have, and they'll be cross chain as well, so they'll be bridged to Solana. I know Nasdaq 420 is, and so to me that's all been alleviated in terms of, oh, we've got to use Solana because there's no fees and the swapping is easier. And sure, it is easier, I guess, but you can also use trading bots to get around any swapping problems on Uniswap anyway. So I just don't really I'll tell you what, I do have one coin on Solana, and I do own a decent amount of it. It's called 42069K. It's called the name of it is called the retirement token. The ticker is 42069K. They do have it in the stock to meme narrative, and it's actually one that, of course, it's retraced heavily since it's local high, but it's one that I got into around 60 or 70K, and it's at 300K right now. So I'm doing pretty good on it. But the thing with Solana is it's just so almost bipolar in terms of the price. I mean, the coins could run crazy. I'm so good at Ethereum, but just it's remarkable how high a lot of the coins on Solana could go, and then of course they fall back. And I mean, even something like Fartcoin, I still think Fartcoin has a higher high than SPX. I think Fartcoin's high is like 2.2 billion, SPX is high is 2 billion exactly. So even something like that, to where we think SPX based off of all of the popularity on social media, and somehow, I mean, there's just so much money on Solana. But I do think when you're talking about blue chip memes, I mean, what I do now on Dex Screener, because the entire Dex Screener first page is based on activity, it's all Solana coins because the amount of swaps. So I have to actually go in and change it to look at just the Ethereum coins on Dex Screener, because the Solana coins, it's just like there's too many. Yes, possibly one of them is going to do a 5,000x that you're looking at, but it's hard to pick the exact one. And there's just so much insider cabal trading on Solana. I mean, it happens on Ethereum as well, but and there's also really just limited belief in coins on Solana in terms of them being held for long periods. And I was also trading on Solana. I probably had $3,000 or $4,000. I bought these deep seat coins. With Solana, they have all these different narratives to where you buy coins based off of a news cycle, and then the coin pumps and you sell it. And I was trying to do that with Epstein files and these other coins, and I couldn't do it because the news would be delayed or it wouldn't come out. And Grok 3, Grok 4, I tried trading those. I did make really good money off of Weed Coin on Solana. I probably made 20 or $30,000 off of that, buying it before 420, and then it pumped significantly. But it didn't even it didn't even get to like 5 or 6 million. I mean, at least, but I own like 2% of the supply, so I made a decent amount. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Solana myself. But so you like the Matt Fury coins? You like stock to meme? Do you like any of the 4chan coins?
So I look, I have a couple of 4chan coins on my watch list. I'm definitely more open. So you're probably more qualified to talk about the 4chan ones, and I would like you to, yeah, I'd like you to in a message after drop me a DM. Let me know what you're looking at, or even talk about it now, and I'll add some tickers to have a look into, as I do like the narrative. I do really like the narrative. But yeah, I was kind of being a bit, I don't know, PC with my comments on Solana there. Yeah, I don't trade on Solana. The user experience, I think, is equally as good on base. So I don't think there's a need to go to Solana. And yeah, I would say 90% of my portfolio is on Ethereum, and 10% is on base, apart from L1s, which I have a decent amount of, like Bitcoin and all that kind of jazz. So yeah, maybe chat to me about some 4chan coins. What should I be looking into? What's the lowest market cap, most degenerate 4chan coin that you think could absolutely send?
Well, when it comes to the 4chan coins, they do have, and I would recommend you look at this, just something really easy on CoinGecko. They've got a 4chan themed coins by market cap based off, it's its own category now. And so the total market cap is almost $40 billion. And I would tell you, look at that, look at the lower market cap coins. Very, very easy to, decipher through when it comes to a lot of these 4chan coins. I do like, there's a lot of interesting stories with these coins. There was a Ethereum troll coin that is sitting around $3 or $4 million. I mean, it's the OG troll meme. The Ethereum coin was before the Solana coin. By the way, that's another issue we have to deal with Solana. They'll release these coins on Pump Fund or Pump Swap, whatever it is now, and the OG one on Ethereum will be outperformed by the one on Solana, and so now we have to deal with that. There's another SPX, like it's called SPX 6969, that just got released on Solana. And so I have SPX 2.0. I don't know if you know the backstory of that coin, but that's an interesting backstory as well. And we're getting cucked by this new one, and we're just losing volume. So it's very annoying. But I would say, the 4chan coin, I think I've done a lot of videos on it. Right now, you're probably not the best time to buy it. It's up 100% within the past 7 days. So I would say probably not the best. Maybe wait for a pullback on that. But the 4chan coin makes a lot of sense just because it's like the all-encompassing meme coin to where it includes all of them, and it's got a very, very active community, a lot of degenerate anons on there. Kekistan is a coin that I loved. It is basically
Mm.
based off of 4chan lore, the Republic of Kekistan. It has a ticker Kek, which in 4chan lore is LOL. And this was a coin I was looking at around 500 or 600K. I was going to buy about 2% of the supply. I didn't end up doing it, and it's sitting at around $3.5 million right now. That's another lower market cap, but if you're looking for entries, you would probably have to look even lower, probably sub 500K, if you wanted to acquire, a decent amount of the supply. And there are some. I mean, I wouldn't. There's a few, maybe like the Fine coin is sitting at around 800K. That's an interesting one. Gondola is another interesting one. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to the 4chan coins, really, I only own 4chan token. I would have bought Kekistan, but I just didn't end up doing it because I just didn't go on a good entry, and it unfortunately pumped. Based Chad is another, I think, pretty good one. It's interesting. We really haven't talked about any animal coins. I'm not really big into animal coins. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so before we get into animal coins, yeah, one of the things that I wanted to say, so if you were bullish on Kekistan, this is another reason why I think you should check out Beast to Beast Seller. So the one of the guys that actually was running Kekistan at the time is on the Beast Seller team. He actually has a chest tattoo of Kekistan when he was running it. So yeah, super bullish on that. That's a little bit of alpha for you, not enormously well known. But yeah, if you like the 4chan narrative, and yeah, you liked how they went about things, and yeah, you like that, then check out the Telegram. You might see some links there. It's a little bit of alpha on Bseller. With animal coins, yeah, so I'm bullish on a couple of animal coins. I mean, it's I think it's a very, very saturated space. I like a couple of dogs at the moment. Once again, it's definitely not the majority of my meme portfolio. I quite like most of the ones are on base. So I like Barry the Badger. I like Quokka. I've recently got into Bachi as well. I got into that one super early. Well, not super early, but I got into it pretty damn early. Yeah, so those they're not doing super well at the moment, but I do think we get a base rotation. So I do think that Toshi is going to run as Brian Armstrong's cat. And I think that's the fact that they're named after Satoshi Nakamoto. It's kind of like a dual fold thing. But yeah, animal meme coins definitely not a huge percent of my portfolio by any means. But yeah, a couple of ones on base I am looking into and do own. So yeah, Barry and Quokka. Not crushing it at the minute, but yeah, I think they got pretty decent potential.
Yeah, what do you think about like based variants of coins? You know, like based fart coin, based Pepe, based SPX 6900. I don't know if you've seen this based Shiba, which is run to around 6.5 million. What do you think of like the looking for based variants of coins and trying to get in like under 1 million? And because you know some of them have, I mean, you look at the based fart coin, it's what is it like maintaining a 50 or 60 million dollar market cap? I just think it's an interesting narrative.
I completely agree. I completely agree. I am super annoyed at myself for fading based fart coin, going, it's just a copy and paste coin. That may be, but it's it's done super well. So base Bitcoin's done well. A bunch of other base coins are doing well. I love the stock to meme narrative. So based SPX is one that I'm looking into. I think that one's pretty interesting. What about yourself? Are you in any based variants?
Yeah, I'm heavily in based SPX. I've been in it for a while. I was in it before its first pump to 3 million. So yeah, based SPX 6900. I'm heavily in, and that's based off of you know what we've seen based Fartcoin do, what we've seen based
Mm,
Pepe do. Which I mean, even based Pepe went to like 130 million as a high. So if SPX 6900, you know, it's considered like the influencer coin. So if it's the influencer coin, you would have to think. I mean, if based
yeah.
Fartcoin did as well as it's done. And it's not direct comparison because the teams are different, but this based SPX 6900 team, as far as I can see, you know, I've communicated with them before. They're definitely making some headway in terms of the artwork and the activity on X and everything. So I think the base SPX 6900 is very interesting. I mean, it's going through a pretty big sell off at around 630K right now. So it's unfortunate in the past 24 hours if we're holding it, but it's also interesting they rebranded their like ticker. Their ticker is actually, you know, their real ticker is SPX 6900, but on X they've made their ticker be SPX, as in based SPX, because they want to stand out from the actual SPX 6900. So I thought that was a cool thing to do in terms of branding, even if it is maybe different on the actual chain, because you can't really change your ticker. But I thought that was an interesting thing in terms of branding to try and get more eyes and make it more unique from SPX 6900. So, I mean, but dude, honestly, you could just go on CoinGecko and search based and then look through all the coins and see the ones that are low and I mean because it's an interesting narrative to possibly copy if there's like a really hot meme coin that is doing really well. You just go with the based variant of it if it's at like 200K or 300K because you know we're not interested in buying coins when they get to 50 or 60 million. That's retail's job,
Mm,
you know.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's the reality of how it is. I don't want to be that person that is buying other people's bags after they've already ran up 1,000x. Much prefer to be hunting down in the depths of degeneracy. A lot of people go, it's a more risky way to play, but I've actually, from my own personal experiences, have found it a significantly less risky way to play as long as you're allocating your position sizes accordingly. That makes sense. As long as you have a little bit of knowledge, you know what you're doing, you find narratives that make sense, you're better off putting a bunch of pretty small bets uh, and riding them up. Even if say 5 dust and 2 absolutely rocket, you'll likely get significantly better returns than putting it all in any coin at a 50, 100 million market cap. Because the returns that you're just going to see, they're just not going to be anything to write home about unless maybe you get that 1 or 2 coins in the cycle that just go absolutely ballistic from that market cap. But yeah, vast majority of the time, I reckon you're almost better dumpster diving, looking for narratives that make sense. So yeah, definitely checking out based SPX. I think that's a pretty cool one.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just the issue is when you're buying coins at 40 or 50 million, what are you looking at getting in terms of supply? Like 0.005% of the supply. I mean, that's you know, when I look for supply, I'm trying to acquire like 1%, 1.5%, 2% of the supply. Honestly, when I look for coins, you know, I want to make like an investment into the coin, and then really all I need is one coin to go to 1 billion, and then that's basically it for me. I can sell out of the position or gradually over time and you know sail off and really make some serious money. So um, I think that this was a really good video we did, and why don't you go ahead and shout out your channel and what do you have upcoming with your videos? Are you, because we were gonna do a stream, we decided not to do a stream because with this channel, I think it'd be better for video and get more views. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, cheers, mate. No, I really appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm Matt from What Is Crypto. Yeah, pretty small content creator, got about 6,500 subs. Yeah, love making videos. I love crypto. Bullish on what's coming up. I think we've still got a lot more heat, a lot more gas left in the tank. So yeah, no, appreciate you having me on. I'll keep cooking. I make a lot of tier list videos. I am bullish on stock to meme, bullish on Matt Fury, super bullish on meme coins. I think we are going to have a meme super cycle. And yeah, if you can position yourself now accordingly in narratives that make sense, I think you're going to have a good amount of upside. So, cheers for having me on, Legends. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, lovely chatting. And yeah, definitely keen to do it again in the future. I will, yeah, I'll drop this on my Twitter as well. I'll share it and I'll, yeah, tell everyone to like and sub to yourself as well. Yeah, just a generally good dude. And yeah, appreciate your time.
Yeah, and you do you have a Telegram? Do you call coins?
Yeah, so you can join my Discord. So Discord's 100% free to join. I mean, I do have a gold section, but it doesn't get you any better buy alerts. Everyone gets the exact same buy alert. That's just solely for asking me questions and stuff. So that's literally just to save me time. So I've got a Discord totally free to join. It's in the link of every one of my YouTube videos. And I do have a free Telegram as well. So both of those free to join. Feel free to join them. You'll get all my call alerts, hear my thoughts, all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, if you want to ask me questions, that's $5 a week. But definitely not trying to pitch my paid stuff. I make enough money in the markets. I yeah, just love having people in the community where you can I don't know chat about whatever and yeah, go from there. So that's my little pitch about me. Really appreciate it again, mate. And yeah, I'll see some of the audience hopefully in the Discord, Telegram, or yeah, in the YouTube comment section soon.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it, and guys, we are gonna end it off there. So that is gonna do it for this video. Make sure you like the video down below. Thank you for watching.